everybody. Welcome back to another installment of Ranwin Parked. This is episode number 47 with myself, Cone Dodger, Kurt J. Mack, and ZK. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Wow, we sound like professionals.
Right up until you said that.
I always try to throw that in there just to lower people's expectations. Today's episode is going to be without the greats Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt. No, Rusty Wallace is still alive. The other one, not so much. Number 2 and number 3. We're only doing a NASCAR and best ad because we have a guest on the show. A guest that provided what I would say is probably 3 shows worth of content.
Overachievers, I swear. You gotta space it out.
I seriously considered for a moment, like, I could probably chop this up into like 5 guest episodes. But no, you're gonna get the full length beef interview to hear what Canada has to offer in the world of used cars.
I'm glad you refrained from milking the beef.
No, but we drilled them anyway.
We did. Yep.
We will just have to see what somebody that we know as a maker of automotive mistakes has to offer. But we are going to still do some ads today, unless we have any breaking news. Sounds like no.
Bumpitus.
No, the only thing that's broken is the Saab right now.
You did break the Saab. I guess you didn't break the Saab. The Saab broke itself.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Through neglect and time.
Well, let's also get a thumbs up from Powers right now and say ethanol.
Ethanol.
Did you know that ethanol in hot climates is corrosive enough to start to corrode metal within your fuel system? ZK knows.
Yeah.
Gotta find one of those ethanol-free gas stations.
Oh, come on, Buc-ee's.
I have one, but the Saab is a turbo. The only ethanol-free is like 87.
Oh, yeah. Even at the only ethanol-free I've ever seen was at Wawa, and I think they only have like 90 ethanol-free, which is bizarre. So yeah, I guess if you're in the boosted area, you don't get to enjoy the ethanol-free.
I guess the only answer is to rip out the fuel system and put in E85 and just crank up the boost, right?
I was gonna say just upgrade it to an E85 system, but really only so that it can sit with E10 in it. Because surely you're not gonna sell the thing. Surely.
Never. Why would I sell the Saab?
Kurt, do you still have a Corolla?
I still have a Corolla.
Have you done anything?
To the Corolla, no. To the 280, no.
Okay, great.
I bought a front valance.
Oh yeah.
Valance, but I have not installed it yet.
Fiberglass or like the whole stock bumper thing?
No, it's it's a new
I would call it a lip.
Polycarbonate.
I would call it a lip.
No, polyurethane. A lip, yeah, a lip. Let's call it a lip.
Oh, the urethane stuff is good.
Yes, it was. I was keeping my eye on things, but one popped up on none other than Craigslist that I happened to be browsing, and or have an alert set up for. And somebody in my town was selling one. They wanted the 240 version, which has different placement of the turn signals, and they accidentally bought the 280 version.
I had no idea.
Does not have, the turn signal cutouts. So yeah, I think I got a good deal not having to it was less than what they're asking online.
Yeah, it's always nice to get deals off of somebody else buying the wrong stuff because there's people like me that refuse to return anything, as ZK knows, that then then like, well, maybe somebody else in the area happens to need, and you're never going to sell it for the price you paid for it, ever. So, good spotting, Kurt. Good job.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you,
got
son.
it. Now it'll be another 4 months before I install it.
Of course. All right. Well, we won't take another 4 months to get into the ads of the week, starting with Ranwin Parked. And for me this week, I bring to you a 1987 Volkswagen Scirocco, very covered in leaf special. Fall special, maybe? It's got all the autumn colors.
It's spring
Is it spring?
here.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
your seasons don't count.
On a different calendar or something.
This is a 1987 Volkswagen Scirocco, has some rust, was running when parked, needs fuel pump. I always love those two things back to back, as if something that needs a fuel pump was once running when it was parked.
Well, hey, I have personal experience to say that is a true thing.
I hate it. I hate it that you're so right now.
It was running perfectly, and then you don't touch it for a year and a half, and then all of a sudden the fuel pump is seized.
I guess it happens. Well, it's an automatic transmission, but they have a lot of spare parts and all of the parts to convert it to a 5-speed, except the transmission, which seems like kind of the most important part.
But all the parts.
All the parts.
Honestly, though, like sometimes those like little bits and bobs of those swaps are the most annoying thing to get.
Fair. It's very dirty from being parked under a deck for several years. It's a deck find, everybody. I do have some 020 gearboxes available.
How like open to the elements is their deck?
Yeah,
Have they washed their deck recently?
like
Am I making deck jokes?
this doesn't look like it's under a deck, and nor does it look like it has been under a deck in
No.
a long time. It's got a nice layer of moss. Does this front end not look a lot like a Subaru Brat right now?
When one of the like thumbnails, I was like, is he back on the brat kick again?
Oh, that kick never stopped. Kick is forever. Now this
That
does
kick
kind
keeps
of
on kicking.
this kind of does look like a vehicle that was under something. Like it's got that all over mossiness to it. But I don't see no deck. Ew. This gives me flashbacks to when I parked the 240 in my roommate's garage, not knowing that the refrigerator leaked. Like there was a deep freezer in there. And it turned my entire interior this steering wheel, which is like a white fuzzy mold. I don't know how many years I lost out of my life getting into that car and get out of the garage, but it was gross. It was gross. So if you want this Scirocco, just keep in mind, you might lose some years.
Honestly, it looks fairly like okay. I mean, the paint is really worn, but like
It's okay. I guess this is a mechanical fuel injection because I see this like thing that looks like a distributor over here, and it's got hoses going to every cylinder.
I guess.
But it's on top of the airbox.
That's annoying.
That's annoying and we'll say unique. Fuel filter though, primo location. Couldn't get much easier than that. Till you find out that it's a Volkswagen, you probably have to remove the airbox, the fuel distribution, and this coolant tank to get to it.
Yeah, where's the fuel pump
Yeah.
that it needs?
Yeah, the
I
interior
like
is...
the extra gauge just there under the glove box.
What is that? Kind of looks like coolant? No? It doesn't have enough numbers. I see a degree F on it. I don't know. So that's a great spot for it. Like, surely you can see that while driving with ease. Just ask your passenger, are we overheating? Maybe
It's a Volkswagen, yes.
maybe it's a fuel pressure gauge. just a good Ranwin Park special right there. Have fun with your Volkswagen Scirocco. And Kurt J. Mac?
No, not a Mac, a cat. A 1968 Caterpillar
Okay.
966C wheel loader.
Okay.
Ran when parked 10 years ago. I was feeling this is my beef pick since he's got some land and has some bales to haul. Perhaps a 1968 Caterpillar
Caterpillar.
966C is in the his future.
I mean, he is a truck guy now. How do we know he's not a
True.
farm equipment guy too?
Mhm.
I bet you.
All I'm saying is, yes.
This one,
When
however,
Kurt
does
brings
have a
out that-
weak head gasket.
Head gasket. Weak head gasket. It's not that it's broken. It's not that it's bad. It's just weak.
Hasn't been to the gym.
Let's.
Whenever Kurt brings out the heavy equipment, I'm paying attention.
Hmm.
You don't have enough room for a saw, but you don't have enough room for a front end loader.
But I want one.
uh,
Look at that scoop.
Look at that scoop. Could give a lot of rides around the neighborhood and nets.
You could pick up 1 or 2 donkeys.
I mean, they're miniature donkeys, right? He could get a whole fleet in there. Fleet?
The whole fleet. What constitutes a fleet? I think it's called a murder.
A murder of donkeys. Clearly. I see that moss. That's from the weak head gasket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
Clear
only get,
side.
like a little peekaboo of the engine.
I am trying to understand how that door access port thing is supposed to work.
It's folded up right now. Like it flops down. That's it.
But where's the other half?
There isn't one.
But
Top
where's
half
the
doesn't
other
matter. The top half doesn't matter. He's got to cover up the bottom half. That is a wheel loader.
Mm-hmm.
Ran when parked.
Series C.
Series C, $5,000.
That's pretty cheap. But then again, head gasket?
Head gasket.
Yeah, it is ran when parked, so you'll have to figure out how to move it.
Seems like
That is a very good point.
yeah. Seems like cats do pretty good for the lawn. Pretty decent.
Mm.
Maybe that's maybe it's all catnip growing through here.
Mm.
You said that like you want catnip. Catnip. Don't make that noise ever again.
Okay, now you have to edit that out.
ZK.
1992 Chevrolet S10, $900.
Not this one, I assume.
Selling for a friend. Always good words you want to see in an ad. S10 extended cab. Project mini truck. Says it was running when he parked it in 2018, but we'll just say it's not running since I don't know the history of the truck. Would make a cool mini truck. Slammed, lowrider, or original. Has 2 extra doors, comes with a tailgate.
Extra doors, so you can make your suicide doors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this seems like
I'd pay $900 for this.
yeah, that's a $900 truck right there, easy.
This one has been in GageMagazine.com.
However, had a feeling.
Yep. The old switcheroo.
Yep. Boy, I sold one of these actually. I helped sell one of these.
Did you sell it for a friend?
I did. I sold it for a friend.
There's a theme here with S10s apparently.
The most annoying thing about these trucks is the HVAC controls right here. They're like vacuum operated.
Oh yeah.
And they just hiss constantly. Like even when you're not using it, it just makes this like it's like there's a cat stuck in your dashboard and it's mad.
It's because the vacuum lines last like just beyond the warranty period. There's always a leak in the system.
Never. Oh, more pictures of what it could be. Huh?
Yeah. There's more inspiration they've
Right.
included in this ad.
They put a lot of effort into the inspiration, not so much into like getting the vehicle ready to sell.
No, and it's not in good shape.
It's not. It is not. So much inspiration though. I'm inspired.
I do appreciate these mini trucks.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Hey, there's an engine somewhere.
Yeah.
Is this that weird V6 that's like, it's actually a small block Chevy that's missing the front?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Or the back or how, yeah. But it's a 350 -2.
Oh, see, they got the doors already in a cool orientation, giving you inspiration.
Mm-hmm. And it comes with a tailgate. Not an extra one, just the tailgate. You know, that you would expect with a truck.
More inspiration.
Yeah, I think more than half the pictures in this ad were of other trucks.
And they're like interspersed too. Like it's like inspiration. Okay, here's a picture of the dirty window for the interior.
They couldn't have opened the door.
Suddenly
they did earlier.
Tailgate's gone and the dashboard is here. Someone bought the tailgate. You were too late. Something more interesting next to it. I don't know what it is. Some kind of old coupe.
Oh yeah, that. I thought you were talking about the F-150 or F-250. And I was like, what?
Listen, I'm not that much of a Ford guy. Yeah, I can't really get any. It's something though. There's something there.
Yeah.
Chevy or Studebaker or something.
Yeah, there's a Chevy back there, judging by that windshield frame or something. 50s. But no, they're selling the S10 with a ton of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so inspired. This just feels wrong. We're going right to best ad. Let me just
are we supposed to do a segue right here though?
I mean, we could. I'm gonna leave that up to you. I mean, I got to change a number though. Do you think is that possible?
Oh, it's putting a lot of trust in you.
All right. 2. It's time for our guest interview. We've done it.
Yeah, I was there.
He was there. Kurt, wait till you hear what Kurt has to say.
Mm-hmm.
That one time.
I'll just have to watch the video. And...
Oh, poor ZK. All right, everybody. This week, for the third time ever, I do believe, we have a guest ad spotter, and Kurt's here to drill this guest ad spotter for information.
Doing what now?
Wow.
You didn't know what kind of show this was, did you?
I didn't know that was that kind of podcast. My
Well,
goodness.
that's the only way to make it in this business these days. Lots changed since the days of my first car.
Apparently.
Way back in the day. It is Vintage Beef. The Wreckfest for Breakfast crew is back together.
Oh, that's right. Memories.
So when I went to make this group call, Discord was like, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to use this group message?" Guess what it was titled?
Breakfast for breakfast?
F1 2016 collab.
Wow. Okay.
Way to go, Discord, for
Way back playback. That's only
yeah.
4 years old. Not a big deal.
Just yesterday, basically.
Yeah, feels like it.
So
I thought I was going to use the SnowRunner one that we still have.
I looked at it and I was like,
few.
there's no way that's not muted. There's no way. So for our guests, what we usually do is go through an introduction of what cars they currently have. And we're going to jump right into that because we know Beef.
Okay.
That's going to be probably the longest segment.
Is this the part where Kurt drills me?
Hold on.
Only
stretching.
We need to move into this before this show gets demonetized.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is the one I'm most familiar with. And I'm surprised you still have it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you want to hear something great? It just made, I believe, Haggerty's, like, you know how they do, like, the bull market list every year? I don't know if you know or not.
Yeah.
It made it. Then they even had, like, the exact year, the 5-speed, the V8 Vantage. It was the exact same car, and it made it onto the list. So now it's only up from here, boys.
Oh,
Appreciation, here we come.
I thought you were going to say, and it's up for sale.
maybe in a couple years.
You still like it, though? You still...
Love it. It's my most reliable fun car All my other fun cars, it's like white knuckle. Like, what can go wrong?
Boy,
but this one, it's like not a problem.
When your two-door British sports car is your most reliable.
I know,
car.
right? I know. That's pretty crazy.
I've always loved that car. It seems like kind of the last of the real back to basics style sports car for them.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gotten pretty crazy since then.
Yeah, I believe it was the last year they were hand built too.
Which is even more surprising that it's still doing just fine.
Exactly. I've even got the nameplate of the young British. I don't know if he's young. The British gentleman that put it together is
not
like
anymore.
It's actually pretty cool.
He used to be a young man.
That's true. It's a 2007, so 13 years ago. I guess maybe he could still be young. If he could be my age. That's young, right?
Right. From there, oh boy.
Yes. Oh, that is my 1960 Buick LeSabre. It's a beauty. It's remarkably in good condition for a Canadian vehicle. Apparently, it was born and raised in Canada. Usually, they're rotted into the ground by now, but this one has zero rust on that body, except for the tip of the hood, which is probably the worst spot it could have rust on. Because the hood, you can't tell in that photo, but the hood kind of comes to a point at the front.
Oh, it's just like the wings on the side, the front points out to.
Yes, but it also comes to an actual point in the middle.
Oh,
like it's got like a little pointy thing, and that's the part that's rusting. But luckily, my best friend is a body man, and so we will be repairing that this spring, and then it's going to go in for a spray. Interior is going to get a freshening up, and then maybe some fancy new wheels, and it's pretty much good to go.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of surprising that it's on Steely's.
Yeah. The guy who I bought it from drove it all the time, apparently, which is also very surprising. But yeah, I mean, Steely's for now, nice wheels for later.
So you're talking about your dog possibly interrupting this program?
Yeah, what is that?
We have a little tradition here on Rainwind Park where a certain cat likes to interlude.
Oh, no.
He likes to be part of the show.
Is he coughing something up?
Yeah. It's like he knows when the record button gets hit and he's like, now is my time to shine.
I was wondering what that noise was.
But we just roll through it.
Okay.
Oh, beef.
What?
You don't even know. You don't even know.
I don't know what.
You don't know.
I don't know what.
Introduce. You don't know.
This is a 1963 and a half Ford Galaxy 2-door. It's got the 390 in it. It's an auto. It's the fastback or the no post model. And I love it. It's in such good condition. All original. Well, not completely original. Mostly original. And yeah, it's great. This one needs a little bit of brake work come this spring. I feel like the brakes are grabbing a little bit as I'm driving, which is not good for brake longevity at all, or fuel mileage. But this is probably my second favorite after the Aston to drive.
He's really going. You know what it is? He knows how excited I am because since the last time we really talked, I've accidentally become a Ford guy.
Oh, okay.
Ever since the Ford ramp truck came into my life, all of a sudden
I love that ramp truck.
all of a sudden, look at this Ford and look at this Ford.
Mm-hmm.
I've fallen in love with the 63, the smaller one, the Fairlane, but with the same grill. There's something about this grill that's just it's like a sexy design for an era that wasn't really that sexy.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I love the Fords as well, especially that era Fords, and especially the Galaxy. But the 64 grill is my favorite, which I also have one of. Segway?
Segway?
Although you can't see the grill in that photo. That's like the only photo I have of it because that day I picked it up, I dropped it off at my mechanic, and it's been there ever since.
Oh, God.
And it's literally just it's not even getting the full treatment. It got a new top put in, and it's getting all the mechanicals done and the suspension done. But I still have to like paint the thing when it's all said and done with. Apparently, it's actually ready for pickup, and I'll be doing that also this spring. So I'm excited about this one. I've never owned a convertible, so this one's kind of kind of special. I'm looking forward to it.
You got a lot of convertible. You went for a lot for your first.
It's a big convertible, that's for sure.
It's a shame that this guy stood in front of it so we couldn't see it, though.
Oh, that's the only picture I have. I'm sorry. All these pictures were taken from my Instagram too, because I got a new phone since I took most of these shots, and I don't have any photos of the cars on the phone. So, yeah, these are all from my Instagram.
I'm so happy.
Okay.
It's still here. I'm so happy it's still here.
I still have it. It's covered in like an inch of dust now, but I still have it. It's a 71 Datsun 1200 manual, racing seats, of course, for all 68 horsepower it contains. I mean, it's in pretty decent shape too. The body's really good shape. Mechanically, so here's what I want to do with this, and I don't know if I ever told you guys. Instead of, I want to restore the body, bring it back to, or not even restore it, just, spruce it up. It's not even that bad a shape. But the engine, I'm kind of leaning towards an electric vehicle thing.
Really?
I saw an older Toyota at a local car show, and it was all electric, and that thing was cool, and it seemed pretty fast because they are small cars, and these electric motors have some torque in them. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards that. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen just yet, but that's the lean.
Kurt, didn't we have a Corolla like your generation that was electric at some point? I think you had it on the show.
Maybe. We had a Subaru Brat that was like propane powered.
Oh, God.
That was weird too.
Subaru Brat, very nice.
But no, I do like the color, the blue here. Kurt, is that the one thing you're going to change?
No. It's probably going to stay blue. I had a question for you about your Corolla. Have you watched the Netflix documentary about the murderer? What's it called?
What a lead-in.
No, because they keep showing, like, in their B-roll, quote unquote, a yellow, what looks to be like a Toyota Corolla. I mean, they don't show it for very long and not very close up, but I feel like you're driving a murderer's car.
I would have to ask the girlfriend.
Okay.
Because she knows her serial killers.
Yeah, it's the new one on Netflix. I don't remember what the show's actually called, but go ahead and watch, and hopefully you're not driving. It's yellow and everything. Like, it's the same shade of yellow, I think. I'm not sure.
Hopefully not, or hopefully, like, he wants to sell it now. Maybe that'll increase the value because it's famous.
You want to sell it?
Well, I have the 280Z now.
Oh, that's right. That was a good find.
Run out of garage space.
Yeah. Could you imagine having more than 3?
Yeah. I couldn't think of such a thing.
What's the shipping to Canada from down there?
Probably the equivalent of what the car costs.
Might be.
That's probably the case. I'd have to ask her.
Okay. Yeah. I immediately thought, I was watching this murderer documentary and I immediately thought of you. So
thanks.
No problem.
For more.
This is my 1975 308 GT4 Ferrari Dino thing. It's got a lot of names. It's basically the first 4-seater Ferrari, the first mid-engine Ferrari. And I had been after a Ferrari for a really, really long time. By the way, it's in perfect shape, but the paint, whoever repainted it didn't do a very good job. So I might have to do that down the road. I see like some rough spots on it. But other than that, it's in great shape. I just redid the suspension and a bunch of other things on it, which cost me a ridiculous amount of money. I went to like a Ferrari specialist guy. Gulp. But it is it's really, really cool. Very uncomfortable to drive, very tiny. But as I was saying, I had been looking for a Ferrari because the values on these things are skyrocketing. Not specifically this one. I was actually looking at I think a 456.
Oh, okay.
Or yeah, and the values, like it was like always within just out of reach, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's like way out of reach. And so when I saw this thing come up at a decent price, jumped on it. And I got there, I got in the car, I couldn't really fit in it. I knew it was going to be the most uncomfortable drive I've ever had in any vehicle. But my wife, God bless her heart, she was like, "You've been looking for a Ferrari for a long time. You should buy this one." And so I did. And now I own it. And it hurts my back when I get it.
Do you actually drive it? Because it hurts you.
I've driven it. So I've driven it to the mechanic and then from the mechanic. I think that is about it.
That's a very Ferrari story.
I know.
I don't know much about the Dinos other than like they were very much so not the most liked Ferrari for a long time.
Yeah, it's actually the I believe the first and only Bertoni designed Ferrari as well. He usually designed like the Lamborghinis and stuff.
Gotcha.
So, and the Dino, or this specific Dino started off as its own brand. It wasn't called the Ferrari Dino or the 308 GT4. It was actually just called like the Dino 308 GT4. And then Ferrari noticed the numbers weren't really doing very well in terms of sales, and then they changed it, and they actually mailed all the current dealerships Ferrari badges so they can put the Ferrari badge over the Dino badge.
Gotta have that
magically turned into Ferraris afterward.
That's pretty good.
Do these have V8s, I'm assuming? And...
Yes,
okay.
They do. Yeah.
I mean,
it makes a hell of a noise.
Yeah, if it sounds like a Ferrari, what more do you need?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's the same engine in the 308 Ferrari.
Right. Yeah.
The one that I think it was a Magnum PI Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's what Farah's driving these days.
Yes, he just got one. Yeah. That's very cool looking car.
And
look, another Ford.
Yeah.
An 88 Mustang 5-liter. And I bought it because it's got some sentimental value, sort of. Not this specific car, but my uncle had a white 5-liter when I was growing up, and I really, really loved that car, and it was really cool. And then my cousin, who I'm really good friends with, he got into the Ford Mustangs, specifically the Fox bodies, and I decided, you know what, it's time. And they're also appreciating, by the way. This one is a hatch. The trunk models are appreciating a little bit faster, but the hatches are also on the way up, so I'm happy. And this one is all original. It's got a disgusting red interior, but it's awesome. And it's got like every last part of it. It's even got like the there's lights under the hood. When you pop the hood, the lights are still there and they're still functional. All original. I'm not going to touch it. It's basically just going to be driven around the way it is. I
think that's a big reason why these have gone up in value, is because it was one of those cars that as soon as somebody got one, they started taking it apart and modifying
it. They're all modified. Yeah. Actually, looking for one was an adventure. There was a lot of we saw a lot of junk. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think you were talking about this maybe back in the Wreckfest for Wreckfest days. Like
it could be.
That was a long time coming. Yeah, and I've always liked the hatchback more, but yeah, the trunk ones definitely.
I actually do like the trunk ones more, but I couldn't find a decent trunk. We went to see a couple, me and my cousin, because he's like the expert. He's owned like 13 of these things through his life. Is
this the DSM cousin as well, or no?
Yes, that's the same guy. Eagle, Talons, and Ford Mustangs are his jam. So, he knows what he's talking about. And he went with me to see a bunch of them. We saw a couple convertibles, too. We saw the 7-Up model, which was a green one with white interior and a white convertible top. Yeah, those are also, they're all rising in value, but those are getting rarer and rarer as well. But they were all like junk cars, and we finally found this one really close to where I live even. And we just got lucky. Like I got in there and I looked at him and I'm like, okay, this is the one.
Where's the title?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's my daily driver.
Came a truck guy.
It's a Trail Boss of 2021. It's got the 6.2 liter engine, which I have to fill up this gas tank on. Oh my gosh, just taking it to the grocery store. But it's really cool. I pulled a another truck who was delivering okay, hold on. This story, I need to back it up here. We have a little farm going, like a little hobby farm going.
A little farm?
Yeah, we got a little hobby farm going, and they were delivering a horse shelter run-in, and the guy got stuck in the grass, and I actually pulled him out with my truck.
Did you feel good?
Doing truck.
It did feel good, man. It actually did feel good, and I actually really like driving it. It's really nice inside. Like it's a luxury, well, as luxury as a trail boss gets, but it's got the leather in the sunroof and heated seats and all that wonderful stuff inside. So it feels nice driving it. You're sitting above everybody else, so I get to look down on people all day long.
Look down on the peasants.
That's right, in their tiny preludes. But yeah, it's actually really fun to drive. And I was planning on this being like my wife's truck, and then I was going to get something else for myself. And honestly, there was no reason for it. Like, I love driving this thing. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Well, they've made trucks so car-like now. Like, you don't sit in a truck and go, "Oh, it's a truck." It looks like everything else inside.
Yeah, it's beautiful inside. So comfortable and tons of power. There's no way this thing's getting stuck anywhere. That's for sure.
I like the side of it from you where like you were so excited to pull somebody out of your driveway that was stuck versus like Good going on Twitter and being like, "Can you believe this person's stuck in my driveway?"
That's right. He's been complaining about all his delivery drivers. Oh, guys, near and dear to my heart. This, my friends, actually ran when parked. I guess this is not, well, it's ours, not mine. This is my wife's car that she's in love with, and I really want to get rid of it. Like, badly want to. You can't tell from the snow and stuff and the angle, but 3 out of the 4 tires are now flat, and it is sinking into the earth. The earth is reclaiming this vehicle.
This is basically how our show started. You're just contributing.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I want to, we actually had a guy drive by, and she was outside, and he pulled into our driveway and gave her his card, and he's like, "Listen, if you ever want to sell that SUV, we buy trucks for demolition derbies." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And that really hurt her feelings. She wants to like get some new tires for it, and she wants to drive it around again because it was her first car. So she's got a little bit of attachment to it, but you also can't tell the other side. The rear quarter panel is like, I could put my fist through it.
Oh, I can tell just on this one, it's starting to creep up.
Yeah, but the other one is bad. Yeah, you should see it. It's bad. It is bad.
Yeah, there's a fine line there between like sentimental value and I'm never going to use this ever again.
I know. Well, her excuse is, "Oh, the truck is so bad on gas, so we can save some money if I drive this thing." It'll take like a couple grand just to get it back on the road.
And it's still a, V6 SUV thing. Like, it's not going to be that much different.
Indeed.
But it's there for somebody else in the future to make an ad about and be like, "Ran when parked."
Yeah, exactly. I'll make sure to send you the link.
Fords are at fertilizer all the...
Yeah, we've determined in this show that if you leave a Ford parked in your yard, everything grows around it very well. But if you park a Chevy in your yard, everything's going to die. So, if you want your farm to succeed, you better leave this here.
And I've got tons of Fords, so I think we're going to be okay.
I think we did it. We made it through the fleet.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Now to the actual show.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've given you the kind of categories that we usually deal with, and the first of that is Ran When Parked. Okay. What kind of Ran When Parked stuff do you find around there?
Look at this beautiful Oldsmobile Dynamic 394 rocket. I love the ad that says project needs some body work and paint. It's not running, it's stuck, needs to be freed up, but ran great when parked.
I mean, such a bad expression. Like, it's so unhelpful.
I know. It's like, 7 years ago when I parked it on my lawn, it was working. It's a cool looking car though. I hope maybe they sell it and it finds a good home. I don't know if that's just a vinyl top or if that's a convertible.
Yeah.
It is a convertible.
Yeah, it's convertible. That's even worse. I don't know. It seems like something that would find its way into your yard, to be honest.
Do you see the kilometer rating on it? Yeah. I don't think that's accurate.
I hope not.
701,000 kilometers.
It's such a specific number, though.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
It is an easy project, though, they said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely an easy project. Yeah, this Thunderbird also ran when parked, and wow, it has. I don't know when was it parked.
It's got a
Like
352.
now.
I've got an extra one of those.
There you go. Now you can have another one. The Cruise-O-Matic transmission, beautiful. It says it has a lot of good parts. He's got the bumpers to go with it. Trade or cash offer. I wonder what he would take for this 1960 Thunderbird that is in dire need of some help.
It's a square bird.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I saw that too, and I'm like, is there like a different, is maybe like a previous body style of Thunderbird? I have no idea. I've never seen that before.
We've come across a lot of birds, and they're all weird. Like, there's a lot of weird Thunderbirds.
Mm-hmm.
Birds are weird in general.
The second generation Ford Thunderbird is also called the Square Bird.
Oh,
Really?
this is
Sure.
Kurt's job on the show.
Ah,
Yeah, look up Wikipedia's.
nicely done. It's a coupe though, so if somebody wants a project, I mean, at least coupes are a little more valuable than other options. Oh, so this one I kind of feel bad for.
That's
I love
dangerous.
these. I love these little Volvos. It is in such terrible shape. It did run when parked 6 years ago. $1,000 Canadian, guys. That's like $47 American. Like, this is a great deal for somebody who has the time and the know-how. I don't have either. Otherwise, I might take a chance. But look at it.
It's pretty cute.
It is cute, isn't it?
I feel like we don't really have these down here. At least I've not seen much of any of this generation.
Really?
Found a few, but yeah, it's mostly like the.
Yeah, you're in like Canada
Volvo.
Junior over there, though.
True. Like the Volvo Amazons, I think, are a lot more
Common?
common. Thank you.
Yeah.
Than the earlier Volvos.
I kind of like it, but yeah, it's a little too far gone.
6 years
me.
seems like a stretch.
It was heavily fogged when it was parked 6 years ago.
The motor ran and was heavily fogged.
Oh, probably like coated in oil so that it doesn't seize up.
Oh, so they anticipated the 6-year parking
Right.
job.
Yeah. You prepared.
This thing is not going to move for a while. Let's fog up the motor real good.
Probably so. Yeah, I don't know where you would begin with a project like that, but it would be neat.
It would be, and it'd be expensive.
The next category is I'd make that mistake, and I've always known to be pretty trigger happy when it comes to cars.
Indeed.
So
But this, okay, so in my defense, I wasn't married. I am now. Things have changed. I have only bought one vehicle since I've been married, and that's the
you just
the
replaced it with animals, though.
That's true. But that's not my doing. Somebody else has a problem in this household. Yes, this Alpha GTV6 project, $2,000. That is a steal for this thing. Now, you'll never find parts for it. You'll definitely won't be able to do the work yourself. It's going to be super expensive. But how cool is this thing? Super uncommon. I have a thing for like uncommon cars.
I had one on the last episode. This exact
Did you
model. Yeah, and I was in my
Wow.
mistake category because I was like, alphas are usually pretty ridiculous to begin with.
Yeah.
But this one is like extra ridiculous looking.
So wait, you also would make this mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can make mistakes together. Exchange stories of our mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's looking for it, look at the bottom, it says 0 visits. I literally took a screenshot. It was posted like a minute ago when I took the screenshot. And it's probably gone by now, to be honest.
Speaking of that, you use, I don't know how to say it, Kijiji?
Yeah.
It doesn't
that's-
exist here for some reason, but
No, it's-
Canadians seem to think it's great. Like,
It's our Craigslist, basically.
well, our Craigslist is dead.
Oh, what do you guys use right now?
Craigslist.
Craigslist
They're
and
using Facebook Marketplace. but-
Marketplace.
I've used Facebook Marketplace too, but Kijiji is incredible. Like, it's the go-to place for buying used anything in Canada.
And their format's just nice. Like, it's a very
It is.
clean website.
It is. It's fun to use. It's addictive as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I like you pretty much nailed every reason why I haven't made a mistake like this of like,
Right.
how you gonna fix it, where you gonna find the parts.
Yeah.
If this is one of those cars where you're digging through an internet forum from 15 years ago with a guy trying to explain to you how to gap the spark plugs.
It's one of those cars where you set up a notification from eBay anytime somebody puts anything for sale for an Alpha GTV6. You're all over it. You're like, oh my God, I have to have it.
It still hasn't worked for Kurt's sun visor.
Oh.
No, the Corolla sun visor, no. Those don't exist. I think I had similarly, there's a 4-cylinder version that I found around here. I think I put in maybe
also
I just like the shape.
Yeah,
the Alpha. Yeah, I just like the shape. It's
super
kind of a
cool
long
car.
I think that was before you got the Z. I think that was in your personal pile of mistake cars in real life.
Oh, you know what? It actually is very similarly shaped to a Z now that I look at it.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he's doing drugs, Kurt.
Come on. The rear there. Look at the rear.
Has the big slopey hatch. Sure.
That's right. Big slopey hatch. Nickname in college. Still doing that joke, boys. Still doing that joke.
It works every time.
Mildly interesting. Okay.
What makes you mild?
So, at first glance, you think, oh, it's a Mercedes, a 94 V6. And then you read that it's got bulletproof windows. So it mildly interested me. It's like, why would you need bulletproof windows in Canada? Of all places. But I thought, hey, that's interesting, but only mildly. So I thought this would be the perfect car for you guys.
Yep.
That qualifies, definitely.
Kind of
look at all the information also in the description. There's a sub in the back.
Well, those thick windows are going to trap all the sound inside for you.
Oh, your eardrums are going to explode from the bass.
Brand new transmission.
Yeah. Best offer or trade for something. I don't know. I'll trade for anything.
Not guns.
Something with maybe regular windows. And
the Nissan Pulsar. I thought this was a really cool looking car, and for $4,000, I mean, maybe this should have been in the other category. But then I see that it's got 489,000 kilometers on the body.
Fine.
So I was like, okay, maybe not. But it looks decent. The interior shots, which I did not include, I guess, were really nice too. I thought, hey, this is kind of mildly interesting.
Yeah, they have all the shape of a 240 or a 200SX of the era and that cool 90s styling, and then they're actually just super boring cars underneath.
Yeah, it's a shame they aren't more popular, because I remember seeing these on the road when I was growing up, and I always thought, that's a cool car, but not as cool as this car.
Right.
It's like it was on the verge of being popular.
Have you seen the ones with the hatch in the back too, like the straight out hatch?
I probably have. Yeah, I can't remember it now.
They're super, because you can change out. This hatch is interchangeable with the wagon one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you can find one with both hatches, then you almost have something that's valuable.
You're set.
All right. And Beef's even added, best guess yet, the best ads. You got some humor.
Oh, I got some great ones. Okay, this guy right here. It's a barn find, a 1981 AMC Eagle 4x4. I love the description. Great for restoration, does not run, won't be driving it tomorrow or even next week. Hard to find. That's it. It's over.
What about next month, next year? How long does this go on?
I'm pretty sure he is implying that it will never drive again.
I always question the words barn find now. Does barn find just mean, hey, you remember that car we had?
Yeah, it's out in the barn.
Yeah, no, it's sitting in the yard with everything else.
Yeah, it's adjacent to the barn. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a Jeep Jalopy. It looks like a complete mess, but the lady sure seems happy to be sitting in it. Your turn.
Moving on.
I got nothing.
This one I chose as my best ad. There's nothing funny about this ad. I really want this badly, but it's $20,000. A 72 Renault Estafette van for sale. I've never seen these things before, but it's basically, well, it looks like one of those little Volkswagen bus things, except it's a Renault, and it's manual. It looks
small, like smaller than a bus.
It does look smaller than a bus, actually, but I'd still buy it.
I'm sure you'll fit. It'll be fine.
I mean, well, just take out the front seat, sit in the second row. It's really, really good looking. I feel like this would make a good looking little, weekender for somebody.
Well, they got a canoe on it, ready to go.
I know, right? You're ready for nature.
Got a layer of dust. You can just put it right in the barn, and it fits right in. These have I'm just looking at like Google Images. These have very interesting front ends. Like just the whole design is it looks like they went backwards from an ice cream truck and then decided to make this van out of it.
Oh yeah, I like them.
I don't want to look at a picture now. I just want to live with the mental image I have of what you described.
I like them. I think they look pretty cool. I've never seen one before though, and that always adds to the intrigue for me.
Yep.
It kind of looks like a Ford Co, doesn't it? Like a little bit like a Ford Co front end,
right?
Like a distant
tiny
cousin. Yeah.
It's got a sliding door from 72. A sliding door on a van.
Wow.
Nice.
The French, always ahead of their time. So, of these, what would you pick for which one do you want to be in the competition? I'm going to throw you in the competition this week.
There's one more you missed.
I did?
Yeah, the last one.
Oh, I mean,
very Canadian, my friends. For sale in the used car section, a Zamboni.
This is your most expensive one, too.
4x4 fuel injection Chevy engine.
Actually worth that much.
I guess so. This guy apparently used it on his pond for 3 years. Okay.
I didn't know
that. I have a pond. Yes, I would not trust this very heavy vehicle on that pond ever. I don't think. But this guy used it, and it seemed to be fine. I just thought I'd throw this in there for a little Canadian flair.
So
you guys probably don't get very many Zambonis for sale now.
Things that we do. So. Locally owned and operated. I mean, isn't that always true?
I mean, it's owned locally, but somebody drives it far, far away to operate it.
All right. So for real though, which of the four here?
So wait, what's the competition criteria?
Every week, it's the best ad find of the week between the three of us. So it'll be well.
Okay.
What do you think people would vote for?
But best how? Like best like they want it, or best like most ridiculous?
We let them decide.
We're gonna go with the Jeep Jalopy.
It's the Jeep Jalopy.
That's right.
Imagine why.
It's beautiful.
I guess I see some Jeep here somewhere.
Yeah. Kinda. Custom ride spelled with a K. That's when you know it's serious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's pretty special.
Yeah, $500. It's
I mean,
PlayStation 5 right there.
Which would you rather have? Ask yourself. Which would you rather have?
All right. I think we've done it. A nice trip down memory lane of the old Wreckfester car talk.
Yeah.
I miss it.
I miss you guys so much.
I miss you so much.
When does Kurt do the probing? Wait, what was he going to do?
Oh God!
It wasn't the probing, right? It was something else.
He's gonna drill you.
That's right. Close enough.
Well, it was great to have you on. Yeah, you certainly provided a very different set of cars from what we usually see, which is surprising because you're not really that far away.
I mean, I might as well be. I'm in a different country, boys.
We're not even allowed to see you anymore.
Exactly. We're not allowed to even go anywhere either. So I might as well be a world away.
And just as a very brief, funny answer, it's funny to think of talking about that like cross country trip, and like the point at which we were discussing doing that.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
You could have been stuck with us forever.
I think I probably would have been.
It still would be really cool to do someday.
I'm all for it. Somebody else organize it, but I'll be there.
Yeah. I'm not
Somebody
organized.
else do all the legwork.
Yeah, it sounds like dude's job. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. It's great to hear from you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Do you have anything you would like to plug to our very substantial audience?
I mean, if you want to see the same photos of these cars that I just showed you, my cars join, follow me on Instagram.
And maybe some donkeys.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely see. You'll see all kinds of animals. You'll see cars and animals. That's what you'll see on my Instagram account, and that's Vintage Beef YT.
What more do
Or
you
the house
need?
into home one.
And the wife runs the house into home. That one you'll definitely see some animals like almost every single day, and that's house into home YT.
There you go. Cars and animals. Everything you need. And we're back. That was a good interview. Wasn't that a good interview?
That was so interesting.
Man, that was great.
Beef is such a guy.
What did you think of his best ad, ZK?
I thought it was very interesting.
Do you think it's better than what you have for this week?
I sure hope not.
All
How
right.
about what was in the driver's seat? What'd you think about that?
Yeah.
Don't call my bluff like that.
All right. Before we can go into our best ads of the week, we must look at the previous week's results. We had Kurt's B Prelude with the bikini top. ZK's I really want to be in Top Gun trike thing. And my Mercedes elect. I might have accidentally messed up the poll at the beginning of this one, so I'm gonna imagine that like the first people that voted all voted for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I fixed the poll, that obviously I was missing those votes. The winner is Kurt.
Obviously.
Kurt with 44% of the vote. ZK in second. Trikes are finally coming around, ZK. They're finally starting to get on board with the trikes. That one was pretty cool.
It's one of those things like I think it was cheap enough and I had space for it. Maybe.
And the horrible headlight mobile getting only 23% of the vote.
If it wasn't for the headlights, I would want that.
Well, I posted one on Discord that was like from the same dealer, very similar theme, but without the weird headlights.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like, does this dealership just do this? Is this what they do?
Maybe someone traded in a bunch of these.
A bunch of them. I could see
For
that somebody having like a fleet.
A 2018 Camry or something.
Right, of course. All right, well, the competition this week, between the fact that it's beef and what he brought to the table, we'd have to have some really titillating ads here to try to beat them out. But what I hear is the next big thing in the market. A 1963 GMC dump truck. I've gotten some word on the street from some questionably reputable people that the dump truck craze is right around the corner. And this one has all of the style that you would ever need in your dump truck, because it is a 1963 GMC.
It's the nice one.
Very nice looking ride here. It is used primarily for hauling cattle and bales of hay.
It'll go right with the front end hauler.
I feel like somebody out there could use this. It has the nearly indestructible, just for a moment here, a visual for those that might be listening. This is a large truck. I would say a small dump truck, but a large truck, right?
Yeah, it's like a medium duty. So like everyone's class or knows the F series. So this would be like an F450 or 550
Yeah,
type of size.
something in that range. Nearly indestructible 305 cubic inch high torque V6 with a 4-speed manual transmission.
V6?
V6. It is the
They had a V6 in 63?
a 305 V6. And I can't imagine how slow this vehicle must be, especially when you put some cattle and hay back there.
I'm pretty sure fourth tops out at like 45.
I would honestly hope so. Or it's going to take you a long time to get there. I gotta say though, a pretty nice looking truck. You might be onto something here, person that said that dump trucks were the next big thing.
Yeah, don't invest in GameStop. Invest in dump trucks.
Get yourself a dump truck. Well, I've got one for you here. Look how tiny the exhaust pipe is. Well maintained. Very nice.
That would suck getting stuff up into there unless you had like a, what do you call them? The bays.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Everything about this would suck. I don't know who is out there trying to tell me that dump trucks were the next big thing, but nobody other than somebody that has a farm has a use for something like this.
Well, it is
cool.
titled and licensed for farm use. It doesn't even have a plate.
It'd be kind of cool to drive something that just like says farm use on it. So just make you feel so authentic. I really like the tag in the back too. That's just clearly like a plate somebody painted on. Could you just do that with anything?
I think those are ramps. I think that green thing, that green upright thing, like goes in the back, like the sides do in the posts, and then those other wooden things are like ramps
I hope not.
to get your various cattle and steer up to the bed.
Sounds scary. If they fall, they'll
I'm
be
sure
ground
they
beef.
might.
Living on a farm sounds pretty scary, if you ask me.
All right, so from farm duty, Kurt J. Mack, what do you have?
To bumper duty. I have a 1929 auto scooter for $20,000, a 1929 bumper car from Santa Monica Pier. But this one has a 350 Yamaha Raptor engine and rear axle, all custom. Very cool.
That's what they say, by the way. Kurt's not
That is
saying
what
it's
they
very
say.
cool.
I'm not saying this. This seems, speaking of scary,
Yeah.
this seems scary. This is a little bit of Wreckfest, I feel like.
It is. It does remind me of the pocket rocket from
Mhm.
Wreckfest.
Have you seen the Colin Furze bumper car speed record thing?
No, I have not.
Well, the Stig drove it and set a speed record in it for like Guinness or something, and it kind of like this.
This looks scary though. Like
Yeah,
the height.
yeah. I kind of want it not for 20 grand. I get that the auto scooter is probably like a, I don't know, collectible type thing, but not when you modify it like this.
Well, it looks like it's kind of just set on something though. So if you really wanted one, I don't know what they're worth. I don't know. Are bumper cars worth that much?
Well, it's from the Santa Monica Pier, Cone.
What does that have to do with anything other than
1929.
other than extremely overplayed songs from the 90s?
Gotta bring it to the Antique Roadshow.
Oh, that's still scary. Oh, I like the exhaust. That's a classy touch right there. Nothing like a Yamaha 350 singing through some wing and dinga pipes. What is the? Oh, that's like the electric rod thing.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Okay.
I didn't even notice that in the pictures. There are sadly not enough pictures.
Ah. I mean, nicely done, I guess. Still gonna kill you if it's nicely done.
It's got slicks in the rears. Fine.
Yep. Slicks, straight axle rear, very wide front with like tractor tires. Yeah. This is how you die.
This is how you die. Episode title.
Yeah, I'm afraid of this.
Is that a real
20,000?
number?
Probably. They probably think that it's like got that much in it, quote unquote.
I mean, I'd spend $200 on this.
That seems a little low. 2,000?
2,000 would be stretching it. I could maybe see that being like a realistic number, but I wouldn't pay that.
Is there a big market for it? I don't know. How bad have
Maybe
times
if you live
gotten?
in California.
That is an interesting find.
The
ZK.
best find?
Is it? Is it the best find or ZK's?
1966 ABC custom built.
Full name?
I don't know what that means. It's a sort of a bus. It's a giant, not a cube, but like just a block of aluminum.
Kind of reminds
Bus
me
thing.
of the Escargot a bit, just bigger,
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot bigger.
a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's a 40-foot chassis, full tandem drive, so all four drive wheel position. Yeah, so both rear axles work.
Oh,
9-speed transmission. It's got a thundering 263 horsepower.
I mean, in diesel terms, who knows what that means?
It's a 220 Cummins. Yeah, this thing's really weird.
Oh, raised roof. Okay, so this isn't like the regular roof because it's very
No,
tall,
I'm pretty sure they took something and then modified it extensively.
like a Greyhound bus, maybe. Like the bottom half of it gives me Greyhound bus vibes.
A little bit, yeah. But then everything else is sort of weird.
Yeah.
And all the pictures looks like they were taken with a disposable camera in the 80s.
It's got that vibe to it. Yep. Oh, hi. Thanks for waving at us, person.
Oh, yeah.
We
But
can't
that's
see any of
Grandpa.
you.
We'll see more of Grandpa.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
really
It's that
proud.
first step.
What? Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that helicopter in motion?
It's a statue, if you will. You can kind of see the post that's holding it up. I forget where this
okay.
is. It's somewhere in Texas. It's like a museum type thing.
Do a skid.
It does have a walkable roof, which is cool. So you can climb that scary ladder that's like 15 feet in the air and just chill up there.
I thought that was a piece of plywood. It is. Trying to disguise aged plywood for aluminum. Yep, these continue to be old pictures. So who knows how bad it is now.
Also, do you think this is a front engine or a rear engine?
Or I would think rear engined. But it's kind of cab over, so it gives you that impression that it's not.
I have no idea. But if it was front engined,
Is this the
I
engine?
don't know. Is it?
Is that
Or
a
this
generator?
I thought it was a generator. It could be the engine if it's anything based off a long drive.
Right. Because that looks like a lot of engine to be a generator.
Yeah. In which case, you could make the rear into a clamshell and just drive on into this beautiful open interior.
It's pretty tall.
It's a lot smaller on the inside though than it looks from the outside.
It's because it has 4 foot of ground clearance or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, the floor is flat. Like it doesn't, like it's very high up
Yeah.
on the floor. Look at how much you step up into that thing. There's a lot of unused space for what looks like, it almost looks like a pancake style diesel. I don't know. Somebody out there that's more diesel in
I
tune than
prefer
us.
waffle diesels myself.
All right. The waffle diesel ABC custom built.
$8,000.
$8,000. I really want to say that it's like bus based, but so much of it looks wrong. There's too much wrong looking about it for it to be that, but I think it's just the upward stretch that does it. Well, there we go. There is your
Quite a
choices.
selection.
It is. So you have Beef's Jeepster.
Yes.
Jeepster. My soon to be hotly sought after collectible dump truck. Kurt's bumper car death machine or ZK's we're not quite sure what it is large vehicle. Those are your choices. Vote to your heart's content for what you think the best find of the week is.
Are we changing the name?
We are. I just did it right now in my mind. Yep.
Okay.
It's still best ad though. I'm just gonna say that it's the best find of the week.
Okay.
Is that okay? I didn't run that by the whole staff here.
Oh, you should have asked the boss.
Who is the boss here?
Run through committee.
I do believe the voting is going to go a certain way, and that's okay. Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Ranwin Parked. We'll be back to our normal schemes next time. We all have ads saved for the next episode. So we'll all have the very best and greatest finds of the whole internet, right?
Yeah.
Except Canada.
Except Canada.
Except the Canadian internet.
Heck with Canada. We can't even get on Kijiji. They won't even let us onto that URL. Thanks everybody watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.